Hello, everybody. We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. There can be some stuff of interest that you are working on or working towards right now. There can be something that you're nurturing into existence. All right. So the vibe energetically that you're in right now is definitely a very creative energy, but you may not be ready to express something. You may be thinking about like how you want to create or how you want to take action. I'm getting something about following the common thread, but I'm also seeing you connect with your guides here within this process. I'm seeing that there are layers to it. It also looks like there may be answers that you're looking for, just something that you're hoping will be illuminated through reflection. And it's about something that eventually you want to create or speak life into or express. Let's talk about different things that this can be. It can be any sort of artistic expression. It can be you like getting up in front of everybody and doing something on a platform. It can be, you creating any sort of art, acting, music. Leading, teaching. Showing something by example, modeling. Both in a sense where like maybe you're modeling like clothes, fashion, industry, people taking pictures of you, but it can also be you modeling something like modeling a particular type of behavior, you being some sort of mentor. It can be a mix of these things. And that's also not an all-inclusive list either. It can be something outside of that, but it's anything where you're taking action in a way where you're pulling something off that you want to express. But I'm seeing you be in the stages of like really thinking about it right now, or like even going back to the drawing board, or just needing to reflect right now on like, who do I want to be when I step into that space? What is my mission? I'm also hearing, what is my protocol? And so, yeah, you could be connecting with your guides, connecting with spirit, and being like, how do you want me to do this? What is the best way for me to do this? What is the purpose of me doing this? What do I hope to accomplish here? What am I being called to do right now in this moment? So I'm not just seeing you be disconnected and like going out on stage and having this whole like discombobulated performance. I'm seeing you're taking the time now to understand it on like an energetic and intellectual level, so then when it comes time for you to physically act this out, you're going to know what you're doing because you figured out what your aim is. So that's why taking this time right now is so important. I'm hearing to your creative and expressive process. I'm seeing you are going to get answers if you do not have them already. Some of them you may have, some of them you may be finding. You may also feel like this is maybe a bit controversial what you're doing, or that there may be a little bit of opposition when you do this. Something about being mindful of where you step may be important. Maybe how you do it. This is a balancing act. But I'm seeing you very, very suited for this. I get the vibe too that you're prepared as well. Also too, you could be doing something where it's like you're the one up on stage. People are going to have different opinions of what it is that you're doing and all of that. And so you may just be acknowledging that at this point. Like, when I go up there, people are going to have something to say about it. So that may also be something that's sort of like rolling around your head too at this point. Because people are like, move like this, move like that, do this, do that, you know? That whole dance. So that may be something that's sort of coming into your awareness as well at this point. There's not anything particularly you need to do with that either, if you even want to give it your attention. But that may be something that's hard to let go of at this point, like thinking about the influence that this is going to have and maybe how other people are going to respond to this. But it's something you're probably going to have to let go of, because you may be like putting too much weight on that. The thing is as well that like the guidance consistently, like what I've seen, and also something that I remind myself of as well, like as a creator of sorts, is that the best thing that you can do for yourself in your creative process is always to just focus on what you are doing and to release the attachment to the outcome or the expectation of the outcome. You just do what you feel moved, what you feel called, what you feel inspired to do, and not focus on what it is going to become, because you don't have control over that. It's about honoring what you are inspired to express, what your higher soul and mind is saying they want to explore and experience, and you are giving yourself and giving those aspects of yourself the experience through the action that you take. As we are in a action, physically oriented manifestation currently in form. So this is about you doing something in form. But yeah, the idea of you doing something in form may be bringing about a preoccupation with things outside of yourself that you can't control anyway. So there can definitely be a little bit of letting go. But yeah, it could have had you maybe stopping yourself from going out there at this point. Like this Four of Pentacles in particular, it shows somebody that's kind of on their own, stacking things up, but they're sort of in this isolated environment where, let's say it like this, like you've been writing a poetry book and you have all of these poems, but you haven't released any of them yet. So there could be something that you're doing where it's like you have a bunch of things yet, but you haven't put it out there yet. You have something that you want to do, like this energy is just building and building and building, but you may not have released it yet at this point. It's just basically stacking up and sitting there. It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. Yeah, I just get like a pretty like self-critical vibe here of you may be really caught in your air energy and you may want to come back down, drop back down into your body. Also too, like the only major arcana here is Hermit, which is Virgo, which all of us have in our charts, right? And we all have a Mercury as well, which rules Virgo. And this is that part of ourselves that can be very discriminatory and analytical, but sometimes to a point where it can be very critical and then not productive anymore. Of like, I need to change this, I need to change that over there. No, it's not ready yet. And it's like you can spend your whole life fixing something and it's like you never even got on stage once because you've just been tweaking it this whole time. And it was meant to be put out there, you know? So it's about moving beyond that, because I'm definitely seeing you get caught up in your head where it's just this, I'm hearing conundrum. I'm just seeing it be this like puzzle that you get into when really this part of you is like, hey, I want to express myself. Like, I want to go play. I want to go experience this. You're like, I need to think about this longer. So it's about figuring out how to get these parts of you to work together where both of them get to kind of do what they need to. So leaning into all of it and figuring out how to create like interplay between the two of them as well. Because I'm seeing you definitely identify with this like logical aspect of yourself. Queen of Swords and the Devil. But yeah, you just don't want to get stuck not doing something and being held back by any sort of fear or attachments that you have. Expression for the sake of expression is basically the point of this. Creation just for the sake of creation. Just because that's what you've been called to do at this point. Seeing something that you're wrestling with, but you're getting the hang of it. Definitely been some deep things that you've been working through as you've been going through this process. But yeah, what you could have been doing too is trying to like think your way through this or think your way out of it when really it needed to be like you just being present to the process. Because wands are connected with your spiritual energy and what wants to be expressed. And when you're so much in your air energy and leaning like solely into that, especially with the devil, it can be like trying to find a worldly solution, like mentally, rather than addressing this or approaching it from like a spiritual aspect. And that's really going to be the answer for you. So I'm seeing something that you're coming to focus on and recognize. I also find it interesting too that so far the only two major arcanas that have come out are the Hermit and the Devil, and these are both air. It's not air signs. These are both earth signs, which can be focused on like, what am I producing here? It can be focused on the result. It can be very oriented towards that. Because earth signs are like, let me see it. Like, let me see what's manifesting physically. And so this is about bringing yourself back into your fire energy of, I just feel that fire and I want to create with it, and it's okay. I just want it to turn into whatever it needs to turn into. My job right now is just being present to what I'm being asked to create. And to let go of control of it needing to be anything in particular. To just move with the rhythm of it. Yes, Ace of Swords. Okay, so I'm seeing at this point there's a major realization about what's been holding you back and what needs to be released in order for you to move forward, which feels like that's been the whole point of this reading. Be patient with yourself. It's not just going to be like all the chains are ripped off and then you're like free to move through it for the most part. For some of you, it may really be like that, like a total just liberation in a moment. But for many of you, it's just going to be a process. So it's about getting to this point of being patient with yourself as you're figuring things out, because it is a process. But I'm seeing like, you got this. You're putting things together. I'm seeing you be on the precipice of something here. It's just about honoring yourself and giving yourself showing yourself compassion, patience, love, nurturing yourself through this experience, holding your hand through this experience, and leaning into all of the support that's available to you. All right? Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.